Thanks for tuning in to Barbershop Sports Talk.
So let's go to let's skip forward to a couple more Super Bowls. So 2016, I remember this one vividly. So this was my freshman year of college, and I was sitting in my dorm room watching this game, Patriots versus the Falcons, and this is the Tom Brady Revenge Tour game, 28-3. So Ben, halftime of this game, you're taking your halftime break. You're getting some snacks. Take us through it. So, are you thinking that New England's going to come back and win this game at halftime?
No, definitely not. I'm like, all right, Atlanta's got this thing salted away pretty much. You know, I'm gonna load up on some snacks and head home. Maybe we can get out of here early. We were at a friend's house watching the game.
So, what you saw ensue in the second half? At what point were you like, okay, it's over?
Well, I would say when it got really close, even when it got within a touchdown, you know, and I just kind of saw the trajectory of what was happening. I was like, wow, Atlanta's really going to blow this, aren't they? I mean, I was just shocked more than anything else, you know. Julian Edelman came down. He made a huge catch for them. I think you know what catch I'm talking about, too. And, you know, the rest was just history. I mean, once I saw that trajectory, I was like, all right, you know, Tom Brady wants this game. Brady looked like he was hungry. Brady looked like he wanted it. And Matt Ryan looked like he didn't know what to do on that stage.
62 passes for Tom Brady. He threw it 62 times. That's an insane amount. That's not even a healthy amount to throw it. 466 yards, 2 touchdowns. He got hit a lot, 5 sacks. Who gets the award? Obviously, Brady was the Super Bowl MVP, and this kind of solidified him for the GOAT. But I want to go to the Atlanta Falcons side. So, who deserves the most credit for the choke job? Is it Matt Ryan? Is it Kyle Shanahan? Or is it Dan Quinn?
Well, I would say, in my opinion, I would go with Kyle Shanahan on this because he's calling the plays, correct?
Yes. But, okay, state your thing on Kyle Shanahan, and then I'll retort.
Okay. So my opinion on Shanahan is, it's his responsibility more than anybody else. The Atlanta Falcons had an opportunity in the third quarter to kind of gain some of the momentum back. All they had to do was run the ball a couple times. They were in field goal range. Just kick a field goal, try to preserve the lead. And instead, for whatever reason, they threw the ball, and I knew as soon as they threw the ball that something bad would happen, and of course it got intercepted, and their opportunity to get 3 points went bye-bye on them, and I was like, okay, they're done. So it was just stuff like that. You know, Kyle Shanahan needs to understand where his team is at as far as the momentum goes. And I still think if they kick that field goal instead of turning it over to the Patriots, they might still be champions today, even with a very bad second half.
So here's my retort to this. Could we not make the argument about Dan Quinn? You are the head coach. You're supposed to be the overseer. You're supposed to know what's going on. If you see that your OC, you know, the person that you're ahead of in the hierarchy in the food chain, if he's doing something you don't like, then you tell him, run the ball. Like Bill Belichick doesn't call the offensive plays, but I'm sure at certain points he's in McDaniel's ear, he's like, run the ball. I don't care what play you call, just run the ball. Isn't it your job as the head coach to understand the scope of the game and like get to your coordinators?
Yeah, I would say on some level, yes. So I mean, I think there's plenty to blame for a lot of people to go around as far as this choke job goes.
When we talk about the Seattle Seahawks losing to the Patriots in heartbreaking fashion, we talk about how it kind of destroyed the team after, and they were never the same. This destroyed the Falcons, right?
I think it did so in a really quiet way. The difference between the Seahawks and the Falcons were Falcons didn't have, I guess, like a locker room of guys that were as loud as the Seahawks. And the Falcons' drop-off was much more abrupt than Seattle's drop-off. Like, Seattle went back to the playoffs there the following year. I do not believe the Falcons went back. In fact, I'm not sure the Falcons have been in the playoffs since that loss.
No, I think they did go back. They did went back once. They lost the Foles and the Eagles the next year, I think.
Okay, well, I mean,
But only one.
A lot of people saw Seattle as contenders. Seattle continues to at least be a playoff contender, and we just saw Atlanta, for the most part, just drop out of that conversation completely.
And it's kind of like funny a little bit, right? You see Dan Quinn getting fired this year. There was talk about what's going on. Obviously, Kyle Shanahan, after that Super Bowl, he moved on. He's that coach now at the San Francisco 49ers. When all this comes back full circle, could you tell at that moment where you're like, they're done? They can't come back after this? Because that Atlanta team had a lot of talent.
Yeah, I knew, man. I mean, there's just some losses where like, hey, it's done, man. A lot of teams, I think they have opportunities for a dynasty, and it never comes together. And I think that was the case for Atlanta. They looked mentally defeated, and I'd say they looked mentally defeated for most of the second half of that football game.
And as I look at the stats right here, so the third downs, the down discrepancy of first downs. Guess how many more first downs the Patriots got? The Patriots almost got 20 more first downs than Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, it was just stats like that are just embarrassing. I mean, you look at these teams side by side, and most people would say the Atlanta Falcons were a more talented football team.
Oh, I thought that,
at least on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Ben, even on defense, they had a lot of guys flying around. I thought that they were going to blow out the Patriots similarly to how your Seattle Seahawks did a few years back at that point in time. I thought that's what we were looking at.
Well, I knew there wasn't going to be a blowout because I knew how badly Tom Brady wanted it. I mean...
So even at 28-3, you didn't think it'd be a blowout?
If you don't believe me, just look at how he reacted after that game. I've never seen him react that way, ever.
So this game...
I mean, he literally, if I recall correctly, I think he fell to his knees after the game. He was crying. I mean, he realized the magnitude of the game. He realized, that fifth Super Bowl win, he kind of cemented his legacy, cemented his place at the top.
Did he cement himself for you, Ben?
He did, yeah. And in that game, oh my God, dude has 5 Super Bowl rings. He's been to 7 Super Bowls. He's the GOAT. That took a lot, Daryl, because I'm not a huge Tom Brady fan, but I just give the man the respect that he deserves.
I was saying that at the time, too. I was like, Tom Brady, just greatness personified. So,